Alrighty. Welcome to the Medium Melt podcast. I am your host, Chad, and this is a little podcast where we like to talk about all things horror, from horror cinema to just movie reviews to just random stuff about the horror genre. Today, I'm joined by
Matthew Knox.
and I want to appreciate you coming out and being a part of the first episode of the Medium Melt podcast. I'm going to try and make it as not necessarily quick, but painless as possible because horror movies are a big part of my life, and I would like to think that I know a lot about them. So something I can't always just think that everybody knows as much as me. So how this is going to work is I have a few questions that I want to start off with, and then from that we're going to do a little bit of trivia. So we may not get through all the questions, and that's okay, but as long as I can ask you a few questions, that should be fun. Sound good to you?
Yep.
Alrighty, so let's start with the questions. My first question for you is, what is your first experience with a horror movie?
I would say probably my first real experience with a horror movie that I can remember watching and wanting to watch was the original Sleepaway Camp.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like not a lot of people know about that movie, at least these days, but that's actually a really cool movie. I love that movie. And then to kind of piggyback off of that did it deter you from watching more horror movies, or did it make you want to watch more?
It kind of made me want to watch more, but I feel like there's just so many options. It's kind of hard to figure out where to start.
Right. No, I agree.
So I haven't really watched that many, but I'm open to watching more.
Yeah. No. And I mean, that's a very unique answer. I feel like a lot of people, their first horror movie are just the super popular ones. So for you to have a pretty unique experience, I mean, that's pretty cool. From that, what is your favorite horror movie, and why is it your favorite horror movie? Is Sleepaway Camp your favorite horror movie? I think I should start there. Or is there others lurking in the darkness?
I would say that probably is my favorite, at least currently.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Of the few horror movies that I have watched, I haven't really watched that many.
No, that's okay. And can you give me a few things what about it kind of stands out to you as a movie?
I kind of like some of the not the special effects, the practical effects they used for some of the parts of the movie.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's that twist at the end, too. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was...
not to get into too much spoilers, but...
And I kind of also like the whole summer camp vibe, because for quite a few years, from when I was, I think, 15 till... I was 17 or 18. I went to summer camp a couple times. Huh. It was Boy Scout camp, but it was still,
still summer camp right there. That's cool. I never had that kind of experience, but the movie itself is very, obviously, a phrase a lot of people refer to that era as campy. Yeah. So a lot of those kind of movies, so there's that, and then there's Friday the 13th also stands out as one of those around that era. But that's super cool. I like how you have that connection to it too. I feel like that makes movies just in general more worth the watch, is when you have that personal connection. And it for horror, kind of scares the shit out of you. Yeah. When you're oh crap, that could happen. Yeah. Moving forward, what is your favorite cinematic aspect of the horror genre? So, I mean, that's kind of a broad question, but you're in the whole cinema thing. So what kind of things and cinematic techniques do you think are the highlights of horror?
Yeah, I really like the techniques of how they try not to show too much. Yeah. And they try and keep you, make you feel comfortable in the world until they start, sort of, I guess you could say, bringing the house down.
Yeah, messing with you.
Mess with you and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the whole aspect of suspense and how these directors these days, and even back then, were able to create such suspenseful and, like you kind of said, comfortable environments are pretty crazy. And I mean, it's only, growing, getting better today. So kind of going off of that and whatnot, why do you think the horror genre is so popular? I feel like it's only gained in popularity, but what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like I might not know exactly why it is, but I feel like a lot of people do have an inclination to be able to feel scared or be afraid,
Yeah. Yeah.
but in a more comfortable environment,
Right.
where
Do you
you're
think it's
not
like
where you're not actually really in danger.
right? Yeah, I guess. Do you think it's like kind of like thrill, the
Yeah.
thrill you get out of it, kind of like going on a roller coaster kind
Yeah.
of thing? That's fair. No, I kind of agree with that. I think that's what a big part of what horror movies do is that thrill aspect. Any more thoughts on that, or any of the other questions? I can go over the questions if you have any more thoughts.
No.
No? All right. Let's get into some trivia.
All right.
I made them not necessarily easy, but they are multiple choice. I have 5 questions, but again, we may not get through all of the questions. But are you ready?
Yes,
Do you think you're ready? Okay.
I think so.
So this first question is, what movie was entirely filmed with a handheld camera like a documentary? So option A would be Psycho. B would be Saw. 3 is The Blair Witch Project. And D is A Quiet Place.
I would have to say I think it's probably the Blair Witch Project.
Ding, ding, ding. Yes, that is true. A lot of these questions, I try not to make them super hard. I wanted to make these kind of, I guess, baseline questions just because, like you've kind of said, and from what I know, is like you haven't watched a lot of horror movies, so I didn't want to make them too outrageous to where it's like, I don't know what you're asking me. But yes, you did get that one correct. Good job. Question 2. What is the name of the boy who drowns in Friday the 13th? The options are, sorry, I kind of forgot that I had these in the names listed. So option 1 is Michael. Option 2 is Jason. Option 3 is Billy. And option 4 is Jeremy. Which of those? And I can repeat the names if you need me to.
I believe that would probably have to be Jason, right?
Jason. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. That's 2 out of 2. Good job. You're on a roll. Yeah, it is Jason. A common kind of misconception about the first film is that people think that Jason is actually the killer in the first film. He's not. That's his mom is the killer in the first one. That's the whole flipperoo. But yes, Jason is the one who drowns in the Friday the 13th. So this third question. Which horror slasher stalks and kills his victims in their dreams? Option 1 is Leatherface. 2 is Pinhead. 3 is Dracula. And 4 is Freddy Krueger.
Oh, I know this one for sure.
Do you? Okay.
That'd have to be Freddy Krueger.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
I'm sure.
100%?
Yes.
That's correct. That is correct. I feel like he's a very popular icon in the horror world. But yes, he does stalk his victims in their dreams and cuts them up with his knife fingers.
Yep.
Anyway, this next question. In what movie does a demon referred to as Mr. Howdy possess a young girl? Option 1 is The Exorcist. 2 is Poltergeist. 3 is Friday the 13th, Jason Goes to Hell. And 4 is Wishmaster. This is kind of a more difficult question, but I want to see if you can get it. Do you need me to repeat the options?
Yes.
Okay.
If
Option,
you could, please.
yes, absolutely. The first option is The Exorcist. 2 is Poltergeist. 3 is Friday the 13th, Jason Goes to Hell. And 4 is Wishmaster.
Would that be The Exorcist?
Yes, that is. Yes. The Reagan, the girl, when she's playing with a Ouija board, she refers to the demon as Mr. Howdy. Such a weird name. But I love that movie. That movie is terrifying. That movie sticks with me to this day. But fantastic movie. But yes, you did get that one correct. Good job. And then this final question. Which horror movie slasher is known as The Shape? 1 is Jason Voorhees. 2 is Ghostface. 3 is Michael Myers. And 4 is Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. Are you sure you would have liked that one in?
Yes.
You wanna
I'll
lock that
lock in
one
my
in?
answer.
Okay. That is wrong, but I will give you a second choice. I just had to slip that in there. I was writing these questions and it's funny. But do you want me to read the 3 remaining options again?
Sure.
Number 1 is Jason Voorhees. 2 is Ghostface, and 3 is Michael Myers. Which one is referred to as The Shape?
Could it possibly be Ghostface?
That is wrong. I'll give you one more answer. Obviously, one more try. So it's Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers. 50-50. You can do it. I know you can.
Jason.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is wrong. It is Michael Myers. That's okay. I mean, honestly, like I feel like, not in a lot of his movies, like he's not referred to anything other than Michael Myers. I mean, I think that was more in the first Halloween movie that he was referred to as a Shape. But yes, he is a Shape. You did pretty good. You did amazing, honestly. What is that? 4 out of 5 questions? All right. I'll take that.
I believe so.
Usually, I would like to have like candy I would give out, but I can offer a crisp high 5 for your work. Is that okay?
Yep.
Let's do it. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you again for joining me on the first episode of the Media Melt podcast. Hopefully, we can do more of these in the future. Do you have any final words to say or places that people can reach you to get in contact with you? I'm just throwing you out. No? Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me on your show.
You are very welcome. You're welcome back anytime. But with that being said, again, I'm your host, Chad McGinnis, and this has been the Media Melt podcast, signing out.